Oh, hi there, and welcome back to British Skylines. We're here in the county of Cambridgeshire, just outside the town of Great Gambington, and this is episode 19. Now, like I say, we are just outside the town of Great Gambington, and there's a reason for that. So in this episode, we're going to work on a project that I've been putting off for some time now, and well, that's university. And the reason we've been putting it off is because I've been struggling to find the right assets for it. I just didn't know where to really begin. I've searched a workshop. I want, obviously it's got to be UK based. I've searched a workshop. I've tried to find something that fits the bill. I'm kind of feeling like Cambridge, Oxford, that sort of thing. And as well as there's been the odd individual building, I haven't found a campus style stuff. So after probably too much searching on the workshop, I eventually decided to go back to basics and use the trade school campus from the campus DLC because it looks the most British of the options available to me. But on the subject of the campus DLC, I just want to say a huge thank you to Pear Sort Of, because it was yourself who actually bought me that DLC when it first came out. I never ask for anything from anyone other than maybe watch my videos, and if you like it, obviously put a like and a subscribe on it. But when someone actually goes out the way to part with their own money to do something without question, I don't forget that. I really appreciate that. And on that note as well, thank you to everyone that's ever done the super chat and donated money via the channel that way. You guys are all amazing. Thank you. And one of the key features I wanted to incorporate this build was I wanted the campus to be water facing. The reason for that is, as I said before, I'm trying to take inspiration from Cambridge colleges and Cambridge universities, and I originally took some time off work and went to visit Cambridge with the family. While we were there, we experienced a private chauffeured river tour, and I've got to say it was really good. I recommend anyone in the area check it out if you haven't already. It's fantastic. Basically, you just obviously take a walk down to the river, jump in one of the boats, someone chauffeurs you around, shows you the backs of all the colleges or the fronts of the colleges, and talks to you about them. And it's something that you can only see from the river. It's fantastic, and it gives you a different perspective of all the colleges and the universities, and it just gave me that inspiration to say, well, okay, that's how I want to lay this one out. So with that being said, that is exactly what we're doing. You've already seen me put the main building down, sort of the administration building, and that is facing front ways into the water. So as much as the other angles are going to be important, we are going to make sure it looks good from all angles, left, right, front, back, whatever. I do want to make sure that the front of the river facing side of things looks amazing. We're going to crack on with some of the other buildings in a minute and obviously add some more to it, just flush it out as soon as we've done this car park. But as you can see, we've got a good start to it. So in this next section, we're just adding some of the other buildings of the campus DLC. Now, it's quite a difficult part to do, to be honest with you, because there's quite a lot of choice within the buildings. They do have, I don't know how many assets, but there's lots of different ones for each style of campus. So I tried to use as many as possible, but not all of them fit within the theme of what I was going for. So initially it's just a case of plopping everything down, seeing what we're going to work with, seeing what looks good, what doesn't work, and obviously get rid of the ones we don't want. And then after that it's a case of trying to figure out where exactly we want to place these, because placement is really important. It doesn't really matter so much about what the buildings are, as long as they're in the right place, they fit well with each other and the landscape around them. That's when it starts coming to life, and obviously then you do the decoration around that afterwards. But I think after a little tweaking, I got it the way I want to do it. I mean, again, if I'd maybe spent more time in the workshop trying to find assets similar, but it's difficult. There's just what I was looking for, I don't think exists, so I had to make do with what I could find. And on the subject of making do with what we can find, you may have noticed already we've used the Bob mod quite a lot so far, or the BOB mod. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, if it's an abbreviation or if it's a word, but anyway, the Bob mod. We've used that a fair bit already, changing some of the trees in the assets and on the roads and stuff, just so that it's less vanilla and more awesome. And we will use that quite a lot more in this episode as well. There's quite a few bits that will change, and I love that mod. It's fantastic. It really does help just change. If you look at the building here, the ceremony building that was just gone, it's got the old trees. Compare that to the other ones. There we go. makes a massive difference. So yeah, we have a play with that. We make everything look a bit nicer and sort of fit the theme a little bit better. And as you can see here, we're just sort of rotating the buildings. Which direction do you want each building to face? Because you know we want to look good from the road and also from the river. Obviously, the buildings on this side of the campus, they're more important to look good from the roadside because that's where people are going to see it, as opposed to the other ones that want to look at on the river. But also there's a flip side that people are going to walk down the paths in the middle, and it's got to look good from there. So it's trying to find that perfect angle for every building. I don't mind rotating stuff 90 degrees and putting a path going that way if it looks better from every angle. So that's what we've been doing so far. I think it worked pretty well. But even when I thought it was good, I still look back and think actually it's not fucking changed. So I'm constantly tweaking and changing things, and I put the buildings down. I thought, yeah, brilliant, and I thought, no, there's not enough space between the buildings. It's not all about the buildings. It's about the courtyards, the space, and the student lifestyle once they're on the campus. So I did actually look at getting rid of some, moved it around, tweaked it. Again, I think it. Every step I take, I think improves it. Maybe you might think, oh, more buildings, more denser, better college. Yeah, that's maybe your opinion. I think more gardens, better, better campus. So yeah, we've got rid of a couple. We're just using the Bob mod there for tweaking some of the trees in these assets, because I didn't want to see the point of doing it on the ones that we may not use, like the ceremony building, for example. Didn't bother using that, so no point wasting time changing it. Once I'm happy with the building, I'll then make it fit what I want it to do. So yeah, that's what we're doing at the moment. It does. I know I've already said it, but it really makes a massive difference. It honestly does. But yeah, obviously we're just trying to find perfect. I can't even remember exactly how. Actually, yeah, I think that's about it. But yeah, once I got it, it's like, yeah, that's good. Lots of space in between, because we're going to fill these with gardens. It's like great. But in order to have the gardens, we need to have the walls. So we experimented with this fence, which didn't like, changed it to that one, which I believe is the one from the zoo DLC. Not zoo, but the parks and whatever it is. But the zoo fence. So yeah, if you want to use it, that's where you'll find it. Using quite a lot of vanilla stuff for this one. I've got to admit. I'm liking it. It's pretty good. So yeah, here we are. We're just trying to add a few paths through so that we can make courtyards and gardens, because people aren't going to be stuck inside. They want to go out. They want to sit under a tree, have an apple fall on their head, and discover gravity. That's how people discover things and learn stuff. We need that sort of thing. We can't have people stuck in libraries all the time. As much as it's important to be inside learning, not all learning happens in classrooms. You heard it here first. Oh, and at this point, you can see here I wasted so much time. Decided I wanted to put my personal tree bins and litter and benches stuff, the stuff I use throughout the city. I wanted to put them throughout here as well. And so I started going around. There was some bench already. I thought, okay, great. Well, we'll put some bins next to them, and we'll put our bins next to them and make it work. And then obviously I'd go back and put some other stuff in. But it was around about this point that I realised that the Bob mod can actually change the existing ones that were already there. And the path already had bins, and it already had benches. So I just what a waste of time. So yeah, brilliant. Bob mod, change that. That was a lot easier. So that's sorted, and crack on with stuff. And by stuff, I mean trees. Lots and lots of trees and bushes. My favourite thing. You know, I love this. This is putting trees and bushes and nature down can just take any build and make it look so much better. So I grabbed a bunch of random assets that I'd already used over at the forest area, and decided, okay, well, that's my sort of my easel. This is my collection that I'm going to use from, yeah, I just started throwing them out, just putting some. Start with the bigger trees, and then the medium trees, and the smaller trees, and then then at that point we did the decals and all the other stuff, and it just works so well. You can see here, I've decided I put a few loose ones, but now I wanted to make a little brush for myself, so I'm getting a few little things together, and I'm just going to copy the entire thing, and I'll just place that randomly around. It's a good level of assets, props. It's not too many that it's going to cause it to lag, but it's not too few that it looks sparse and empty. So it's really good combination, and for what I'm doing here, it works really, really well. It brings it to life and makes the gardens feel somewhere you actually want to go. And we're gonna go in a lot more detail. Don't worry, there'll be a lot more stuff coming in here, but it does make a massive difference. While we're just sort of going through and obviously doing some stuff like that, I want to talk about the music side of things again, because I talk about it every couple of episodes, and as you guys probably aware, if you're not aware, I tend to record a few episodes in advance, so when I see your comments, it takes me a couple of episodes to react to them because of that. So obviously, I'm trying to get the music right. I'm trying to get my voice compared to the music, the volume of the music, to sort of work well. And the difficult thing is, well, I mean, with music for a start, obviously different tracks, different sort of songs and pieces, they will have ups and downs of music, so louder parts or quieter parts. And the same sense of my voice, there'll be parts where I'm saying something a bit more energetic and a bit more louder, and other parts where it's like, yeah, well, that's the thing. So it's difficult to try and get that mix. But obviously, I keep tweaking it, and I have tweaked it over the last 3 episodes, and I think I'm getting it right. The only other difficult thing is it depends on what you listen with. If you're sort of watching it on your phone, or on a TV screen, for example, it depends on your speakers. Or if you're using headphones, obviously you get different sound, so it is quite difficult to get it right. Hopefully I'm getting there. I don't expect to be there 100%, but if you think it's improving, let me know, and if you don't think it's improving, also let me know. But when you tell me what you're listening on, what sort of, I don't need to know what type of mobile phone you have, just if it's a phone, if it's a TV, if you've got headphones in, if you're not wearing headphones, because it does help me, because if I know what the main people or audience are watching and listening to on, I can try and tweak it so that the main majority of people have the best experience. I will do my best for everyone, but I can only go by the majority. And while I've been babbling it on, you can see that I've been putting lots of stuff down, and I think I'm pretty much done with the trees. At the end of the day, this isn't a forest. It's a large open area, obviously around the buildings. There are going to be pockets of trees, but it's not dense like a forest, so obviously I don't want to put too many of them. We can see here we're just trying to obviously pop a few trees in between the telegraph poles. I just want to make sure that nothing is growing above or sort of into them, because they would have been cut out before. We've said that previously. It's just things like that, trying to make things feel right. Now we're just trying to do the final touches on the ground. I don't like leaving sort of green space. I know I'm replacing green space with green space. Confusing, I know, but I don't like. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm not a fan of the basic textures and the boring look of just grass with nothing there. So I like to put bushes in there, and if I don't put bushes and trees there, I want to put decals on the floor. And we've got a few mud ones around, and we've obviously put some grass down as well. It just makes it feel like it's not empty. It's so difficult to stop it from looking empty. Obviously, we don't want to go over the top and cause lag, so it's got to get that fine mix, and I think we are there. So here we're just going around with the meadow grass, and that goes quite a lot. I do quite a lot of that. These bluebells as well. I think that's my new favourite asset. I love those for flowers. They really bring out an area and make it look amazing. It's beautiful, and they move in the wind. It's awesome. Anyway. Get distracted. Here we are. We're popping down the grass. I like this grass meadow. It works well because it takes up a lot of space per asset. It's good for sort of not causing lag, but it doesn't look boring and plain. I do admit that in a real world situation, with this being a sort of a grand university college area, that the grass would probably be finely cut and really, really sort of well maintained. And there is the asset that I've used before, with sort of the obviously mowed grass. It looks good. I prefer this texture. I know it probably doesn't fit right, but from a distance it looks a lot better, and even up close I think it looks better. And I'll just accept the fact that maybe they're aware of nature and so let's let the grass grow a little bit. I don't know. I'm going on a little bit, but I think we are coming towards the end of this episode, so unfortunately we're gonna have to start saying goodbye. Now, obviously, we're going to have the cinematics at the end, so don't forget to hang around for that. There's a minute or two of those, and they're really good. So check them out. And if you're interested as well, I'll be thinking about possibly making a episode at some point, literally just of cinematics, maybe like a special X amount of episode sort of thing, like we did for the episode 15, but you know, something different. If that's of interest to you, let me know. If it's not, then let me know and we'll work around it. But as I say, unfortunately we are just about out of time here, so if you have enjoyed this video and you're enjoying the series, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. If you know anyone else that's into City Skylines, that's maybe likes British builds, share it with them. They might like it, and if they don't, I mean, so what? It doesn't matter, you know, they don't have to watch it, it's fine, but try it. But anyway, as always, I've been Ski Gamer. You've been awesome, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.